Okay, what's up guys, it's Kai. We got another VOD review from a player called Quirk Chud on Reddit. So, first point went really well, was playing against Doom Tracer and I felt like I held my own well enough, but I don't really know where I screwed up in rounds 2 and 3. Mizuki probably should have been an earlier switch, but I'm a one-trick and not very confident with him. I did my best to pressure their Tracer, but it wasn't enough in the end. I would appreciate if anyone higher ranked than me could find something here that I couldn't see in game. That would have made this winnable. So, just guessing, this is pure guesswork. I'm going to assume that on this first round, you did a good job of playing on a slight angle to bait the Tracer and Doom onto you. And then, you know, you were able to distract them and it worked very well. But what I think is going to happen in the next 2 rounds is that you get scared, even though you were doing the right thing, you get scared of the Doom Tracer and you start to play a bit more main with your team and then they just collapse on you and kill them. That's what I think is going to happen anyway. And my credentials, by the way, just to kind of, you know, if you want to believe me or not, based on this career profile, my name's Kid4Go6. If it would load, these are my current ranks: GM5 support, GM5 DPS. I know it's not the highest thing, but it's like, I feel like it's good enough credentials. Okay, all right, let's see. Because the thing about playing into like Tracer, Doom, is that as anyone, or as Wuyang specifically, but as anyone, you need to not, like, you can't fall in the trap of playing main. Because the trap of playing main is that you're going to give them the space to get around the map and then they're just going to kill you. You need to be slightly aggressive to bait them onto you so that they're distracted and then your team can deal with them or they can capitalize by going on other people. That's how you win against this comp. So this is good. And then obviously, I don't think I have to explain, Wuyang, just shoot gun, do damage. Yeah, here, this is like even this like quick first thing. Do not go over here to go heal these guys. You don't really need to. Stand your ground, hold this angle. This guy should have to force you out. Don't just run away because you took like a bit damage. Stay here, wave, make this guy force you out. Force out some blinks, force out a recall, because that guy got a wave out you from got away from you for free because you weren't actually contesting her. You need to shoot traces. Okay, but I won't nitpick too much because it's just the start of the game. It's like, this is good. Cool, she's shooting you. She's not shooting your team. Which means your team does not have to deal with a Tracer. Fantastic. And then obviously you can shoot out like other people as well. Maybe you can even kill that Shion. Okay, that guy kind of sucks. It's okay. Okay. Let me speed up a little bit. I mean, so far, like, nothing wrong. So, like, your distancing is pretty good. Like, obviously, you want to bait them into you by kind of playing distance, or if they have to go for a choke, you want to try and go into them. I wouldn't really go on the point here. I would either go just up here, or I would go up here. Playing on the point, it just kind of makes you a victim, and you don't really want to be a victim. Plus, you can't really do anything, right? Because you see how they're taking this angle from you. You should be forcing them to fight you off of this angle, so that, you know, they have to use a recall, or like maybe if they force out your dash, well then they've had to use cooldowns for that. Yeah, you don't really, I don't like going in and dashing in because this puts you in a very vulnerable position, right? You see how you're just, yeah, and then you walk in front of them, you wave, and now they know you have no cooldowns, and I wouldn't be surprised if you died in the next like 10 seconds. Okay, they can't because they're just trash, but it is what it is. It's like here, right? This is good. You want this to happen. You're playing on a slightly aggressive angle, where, like, you know, you're kind of, you know, on the left here. Your team's on the right. This is good because now the Tracer's going to go for you, and now you can just get away for free instead of sitting with your team and letting her surround you. You're forcing her to force you out, and because you do with a pretty good amount of damage, even if you land just one orb, that's enough to dissuade the Tracer. And here, like, you need to shoot your gun at people, by the way. Like, I don't know if you've played this game before. Again, really bad idea to drop. There is zero reason to drop down right now. You can do the same amount. So, like, let me tell you something. Can you shoot them from up here? Yes. Can you shoot them from down here? Yes. Can you heal from up here? Yes. Can you heal from down there? Yes. Can you do everything from up here that you can also do down there? Yes. The only difference is that it is 10 times more dangerous to be down here than it is to be up here. Why? Because they have to use a cooldown and time to get up to you, whereas you being on the floor, you're, you know, again, you're just putting yourself in like victim position. Just play up here. There's no reason to drop. And again, you're letting the Tracer take the space away from, you know, you're giving the Tracer the ability to play up here for free. You should be, you know, backing up and shooting this guy. This guy should not be here for free. But instead you drop for no reason, and now she can drop on top of you whenever she wanted, and she could have landed that pulse. But had you been up here contesting her, well then she can't do that. So like your main problem is that you just give up space too easily. And look, because you're kind of in the middle of your team, you also aren't aware of what's going on. The Doom just kind of jumps in front of you. Again, if you're just stood up here, it's just freeload. You get to see the whole map. You can still do your job as well, and it's just less dangerous. There's no reason for you to be down here. You need to get up here. Because against Doom Tracer, you want to play to like bait them. Also, this name is CNC Bunny. Awesome. I hope they mean the machine. Anyway. So your problem is, man, I've rodded you two guys today, and your problem is, again, you're so focused on playing with your team and playing safe that it's actually dangerous. You don't want to play with your team in this scenario. Now, you want to play a bit split. Like for example, the Cass and the Diva are down here, and you and Mora are up here. You're split, but you're not too far away to where you would die if you get caught outright. You want to be in that like Goldilocks zone. You don't want to be too close to your team, but you also don't want to be too far from them to where you get isolated. You want to be in that like middle bit where like, you can quickly dash back, you know? Because like you see here, if you were standing over here, you would just get isolated and die. But if you were stood here, you've still got a bit of distance between you and the Doom. Kind of a pointless wave. You want to use wave when people are like actually in danger, and like no one's in danger here. Even if you hit the Diva, there's no point. Okay. Again, playing very passive, especially once that Tracer's dead. You need to look around you and think about, okay, what angles can I take to find those squishies? Because look, your team's playing here and the enemies are looking at your team. So think to yourself, what angle or lane is free for me to take where I can shoot people? Well, over here. Just go here. Maybe you could even go up here. And why can you do this? Because you have your dash. You need to think of your dash as like a getaway ability that helps you to get good angles. And sure, you kill this guy, but it's mostly just luck because you can't see him. And yeah, I know you can shoot people behind walls, but it's like it's not very reliable. You would rather just go around the corner and actually see them so you can aim your orb correctly. So yeah, you kind of get lucky this round, right? So what I said earlier didn't really come into fruition. You're in a good position about it right now. Don't troll it. Nice, okay. Whilst you didn't play like horrible, you also didn't do a lot to like deter them from playing the game. And now I think what's gonna happen is that they're like on these different maps, they're gonna start to lock in, and you're just gonna get surrounded. And because you're gonna be playing with your team all the time, you're just gonna die. I think I can see into the future here. This is a good angle to start with. Tracer pushes you. See that? That's fine. This is great. This is great for you. Sure, you play, you know, it was a bit botched, but like this is really good for you, right? I would rather you, like, for example, hold on. I would rather you play here and then dash away, but I get you probably panicked. That's fine. Because now instead of this guy getting around the map for free, you're forcing him out. You forced out a recall, you forced out some blinks. Sure, you played that kind of poorly, but recall forced out, and now you get to live. So now, as long as you stay alive, that's literally all you need to do. Like now you can go back here, poke a bit, maybe run over here with your Cass, and then once you've got your dash back, you can start to give it out. No, don't drop. See, the paradox of sticking with your team is one that I've seen in many people's games. Let me ask you a question. Is it safer to be down here, or is it safer to be up here? Now, you might answer either or, but objectively, this is the safer position, even if it's further away from your team. Because of the actual like map geometry, to get to you, they have to go over here or go all the way around or use, you know, a cooldown to jump up from the low ground. Down here, all they need to do is just walk around this general area, and it's super easy to see you. And now you're putting yourself under more stress because you're playing closer to your team. All you need to do is just play up here. And also, because you're playing with your team, you can't contest any angles. You can't really get any good damage. And then look at what's going to happen because of that. Because you're not playing over here, you're not shooting the Tracer. Because you're not maybe even like over here, for example, you're not distracting, you know, I'm not saying you have to go here, but like if you were like over here, maybe if you were like up here, you're not contesting anything, which means they're going to walk around the map and they're just going to cuck you, right? And your whole team is doing this as well. Tracer's getting around the map, Mizuki's getting around the map, right? And then slowly they're going to start to surround you, and then like you just lose. Like there's not, or like maybe you don't lose, but it's going to be very hard to come back from this. Your job is to do as much as you can to prevent them from diving with all of their cooldowns. You can't stop a dive, but you can certainly disrupt it before it happens. But like, the reason why you lose this fight is just because they surround you, because you let them surround you, and then when you try and do stuff, you just lose. So I'm going to imagine this is going to be the story of this game. And the way you fix that is by getting off of your team and splitting. Because when you split, you're naturally going to take this lane, you're going to take maybe the mid lane or the right lane, depending on what is free for you. Then as you're shooting, you're going to stop them from getting around the map. Maybe if you shoot the Ashe, that's going to force her to go behind cover, and that lets the rest of your team move around the map, right? But every time you play main, you just can't do anything. And I've said this two times today. I'm going to say it for a third time. When you just play behind your team and you sit main, it makes it really hard to do damage because everyone's probably going to be hiding from you. And then paradoxically, it makes it really hard to survive because you're just sat behind your team. Now, in this case, you are definitely a little bit too split. I would prefer if you stayed like kind of like here and shot, and then when they pushed you, dash up back to your team. Because again, look, these guys are going to chase you because you're shooting, and like that's good. But now the issue is that you're kind of separating yourself from your team, and now it's going to be kind of hard to survive. Now, you actually end up surviving. You played that pretty well. And, like, I'll say in practice, you got very lucky, but in theory, this is what you want to do. Because, look, these guys have to kind of chase you away. Because if you stay on that angle, you're going to do a lot of damage to their team. So they have to force you out, or they have to chase you. But then what happens is that whilst they chase you, your team theoretically should be able to go do stuff around the map. The more it can play, you know, these guys kind of peel for you, which is fine, but you can see how like taking angles actually helps you. Nice, good nade, and then again, look, because you're on an angle, right? The Doomfist, I mean, I don't think he was meaning to go for you, to be honest. I don't think he meant to. Oh no, he did. Okay, so like because the Doomfist sees you, he wants to go for you, right? And like because you're not main, he has to go out of his way to go chase you, and then you can just use your dash to like get away. Like it's not a very complicated concept, right? And then look at that, because of that he dies. So that's what I want to kind of see more of here. Use our wave, our dash. Sorry, I always get wave and your dash confused. It's so annoying. Hey, good. So like that was actually a good example of a fight win. Like you won that fight for your team there. That was very good. Okay, now obviously when it comes to starting main, I don't think you should start main a little bit, or at least start close, just to see like where your team's playing, just to see where they're going. Because right now you're not actually doing anything, but it's not terrible. It's just that in ranked, like letting them walk up for free is a recipe for disaster because your team's gonna troll. But like I don't hate it because it is like good, you know, map control and stuff. Because here you can shoot the Ashe, and look, because you're on this side angle, look. The Doomfist and the Ashe go for you. And assuming you play this well, you can run away like you just did. And now Doomfist is in this open space. Ashe, you know, like she's in a good position to shoot. But this Doomfist, he went all the way away from his team just to go for you. And then assuming you end up surviving, this is really good. You force out recall. You got to, you know, like a lot of stuff happened, and you should have altered yourself. But you create so much chaos just by being like in this position. Now, I don't like where you were. I think you should have gone back here and then up around the high ground. Does that make sense? Like they see you, dash away, wrap on the high ground and finish it. This is where you should have gone. It would put you in the least amount of danger. But like the play itself was fine. The execution was just a bit foggy. Maybe you dash up, go up here, right? You don't need to go all the way across the open space. And like you have ult, by the way. Like just ult yourself. If you feel like you're in danger, like just ult yourself, bro. You know? But that's okay. Okay, we're just shooting our gun. Fine, Doomfist goes for you, and he dies. You see that? If you were playing main, he wouldn't have even gone for you because it's just too dangerous. But when you're split, he feels comfortable going for you, and then your team can create an off angle on him, and then you can use your cooldowns to live this engagement like you did here. And then because he's, you know, very much vulnerable, the rest of your team can just go and push him, right? And like because you have Cass, D.Va, and Sombra, you're very good at punishing like bad engages like that, right? So like, the more you play like this, the easier it's going to be to win this game. But now look, you're going to have this problem where you're not going to be contesting this Tracer, so she's going to get around the map for free. Maybe like you can just chase this guy, right? And like sure, you get kills, right, which is good. This is a bad ult. There's literally no point because the fight's already over. Bad ult. Alright, let's see what happens next. Okay, nice. You didn't give him punt. Good. It's like now, like when you're like before the fight. This is when I want you to already be playing somewhere and just shooting main, because obviously the more you poke them as they come in, the better it's going to be for your team, right? Stop jumping. Stop jumping. Stop. You need to stop jumping today. Good dash. I mean, you didn't really do anything that fight. They popped ult for no reason here. By the way, if you had your ult from earlier and you didn't waste it, you probably win this fight. So here you have to back up, but again, because you're kind of just playing the middle lane, look at how much space you're like giving them here. You need to either go on the left or to go on the right, because obviously the Tracer and the Doom, they're gonna try and take side lanes. Like if you backed up over here, as you're backing up, shoot this guy, force out a recall. Don't just go in the middle and let them surround you. Okay. And also, because you're playing in the middle, again, this kind of puts you in more danger than you need to. And then they could just go on you and kill you very easily. So there's a fine balance between, like, playing too far away versus playing right in the middle and main. You need to find, like, a small little, you know, like, play like here. You're not too far over here, but you're also not right in the middle, so that you can shoot people, you know, make people chase you, but you can still get away to safety if you need it, okay? And that's how you ended up losing this round, just because, you know. Alright, let's go. So your main issues is that you don't. I don't want you to be playing main so much. I want you to be playing a little bit on the left or a little bit on the right, so that you can, you know, force them out, bait them into you, force like cooldowns. Like the big thing is that you want to force like. The big thing is that you want to be forcing out cooldowns before they get on top of you, right? Like here, like you kind of force out maybe the recall, right? Yeah, like you force out recall, so now the Tracer can't really engage. And now you kind of just need to chill, which is fine. Like this is fine. Like you need to chill, all good. Alright, because you're low, you don't really want to be peeking too much. I would avoid going for this Ashe though, because she's too far away. Try and go for like one of these guys. In fact, you can be walking around and taking this angle, because I don't want you to be fighting the Ashe at that range. I want you to try and do damage. Unlucky. Okay, so we shoot Doom. Cool. And now look, he looks. We dash out. Nice. Awesome. That's actually all you need to do. Nice. Very good. And now we can hit the Ashe. Very nice. We almost kill her. Wave here. Good wave. But again, we're stuck main. And now look, we're letting them walk around the map. As soon as you see that like you've got a bunch of space and you know all of them are down here, look at this, right? You see your Sombra behind. You see that your team is here. You need to get over here, like gravitate over here. And again, why? Because you want to be doing damage to people from like a separate angle, because that's going to force them to look at you, create an off angle. And you might be thinking, well, Kai, isn't that dangerous? Yes, that's the whole point. You want it to be dangerous so that you're actually going to get a reward. Because if it's dangerous, people are looking at you. But then if people are looking at you, you can shoot them. They're not looking at your team, all that good stuff. And then just dash away. But here, you're playing too passive to actually get anything done. And all of the enemies can just look this way. And they don't really have to use their brains. Which is bad, right? Doing nothing, letting Tracer. Let's say you went over here. Sure, you might get forced out. But you're also going to be forcing the Tracer to deal with you. Instead, she gets to play around here for free. If you went over here earlier, she would be stuck on the point. And if she wanted to get over here, she would have to use multiple blinks. And like, yes, you are following up, which is good. And like, I'm pretty happy. You see how because you're main, you're actually putting yourself in more danger, you know? Go right side. And if you're going to go down here, go left side. And then if the Doom wants to chase you, dash back, right? The whole point is that like, you have like a rubber band. And like, you can stretch it out a little bit. And then it will snap back. That's kind of like your dash, right? You can stretch it out a little bit and then snap back. That's like that's what you want to do. Because now, because you got greedy, I mean, you're going to get put in danger, probably. Maybe. And then again, you have this really bad tendency. And yeah, we've kind of seen this in all of the points. You have this weird tendency. I don't know if you're going to realize it now. But like, you have this weird tendency to just walk in the middle of the fight for no reason. Wuyang is not a hero where you walk in the middle of the fight. You stay on the outskirts, right? You see the point here? This is like the center. Imagine like Saturn, right? This is like the planet. And then these are like the rings around the planet. You know, these are like the rings around it. You want to be on the rings, not on the planet itself. And like you'll notice, you just kind of walk forward for no reason. Even though you have no reason to. No reason. Because now you're just putting, you know, you're the main target of attention. You're putting yourself in open space. Literally, all you need to do is just stay here. Literally. That's it. Because let's say you go here, you shoot, and then Doomfist slams in. I'll just walk away. And then maybe dash away if you need to. But like, you can do that because you have cover and you're not getting shot at by multiple people. So your two issues right now are that you don't really create enough angles and you're just playing very passive. And you can create angles because you have your dash in your way for that exact reason. And you have a lot of damage. And you tend to weirdly like walk into fights for no reason. Which stems from you playing main because you feel like you have to get involved. But you get involved in the wrong way. Again, very passive. Very passive. Go down here. Go on the balcony. Create an angle. Stop playing like a fucking pussy. You're doing nothing. You're doing fuck all. You're just sat in the back. The wave isn't needed. That's the second time I've seen it. Your cooldown usage is fine. It's not amazing, but it's not the main issue here. Like, do you see how little we're doing right now, right? And for example, on defense, it's not great because you're gonna let them surround you, right? Like let's say if you were defending here and you just stacked main, well, like they can go over here, they can go in the building, they can go around, they can surround you, right? But on attack, it's even worse because all they've got to do is just sit behind the wall, wait for you to walk in, and there's nothing you can do. You just get destroyed. You have to create an angle. You have to go down here. You have to go like on this balcony, make people look at you and then get away because that is going to put less pressure on your team so that they can walk in. If you just stay here, there's nothing you can do. Now, obviously, I mean, there is a bomb, so you can't walk. But again, all of you are going down here. This is even worse because the choke is smaller. And sure, you do out-rotate them, so you're able to create some space. But better teams would realize you're rotating here and just collapse on you. Again, you're kind of just going in the middle of the point with no cooldowns. What you need to do is instead just chill here. You know, you get pushed by the Doom, that's fine, but just back up over here. Like, would you rather get shot at by just the Doom or get shot at by Doom, Tracer, Juno, and Ash? Like your choice, right? Because like going up here is fine, but then you can drop again, you know, because like the Orisa's helping you, and Doom dies. Like, had you just gone over here, the Doom would have died and you wouldn't have died, and you would probably win this game. And yeah, you just die because you're in open space. Okay. And then you got Mizuki, and I'm not interested in seeing Mizuki because I want to help you with your Wuyang. Okay, so you have two main issues, and they're both pretty connected. The first issue is that you play main too much and you don't create angles. Obviously, we've kind of discussed why that's bad. If you don't understand, go back and watch kind of the last few minutes. I really explain it, okay? You need to create separate angles, right? Defense or attack. On attack, you need to create angles to make people look at you so that your team can walk through. On defense, you need to at least, like, you don't have to play over here. You should play close to these angles, but like, you don't have to necessarily play over here. Just pay attention to these angles and stop them from coming in. Don't only look at the main. Your second issue is that you tend to kind of like you have what I call the hit scan syndrome, where like you just hold the W key for no reason and you expose yourself, you put yourself in open space when your angle over here was perfectly fine. You have no reason to walk in open space. It's more dangerous and you do less damage. There's no reason. And then the third thing is that this is a very minor thing. I wouldn't worry about it too much, but it can come up later on as you rank up. Your wave usage can be a bit iffy. There's been some times where like you just wave people when they're like full HP. Like I think I found an example here. No, but like there's been a few examples where like you just use your wave on people that have taken like 50 damage. Like there's no reason. Anyway, I hope this helps. I hope you rank up. If you want more coaching, check out the first link in the description. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.